in solo queue. She doesn't have too many, I think, terribly unplayable mashups. Does really kind of struggle into longer range artillery mages, but that's about it. You still have things like the TF being a super high priority, right? Because TF doesn't really have anything that completely shuts him out. You'll always be able to use that Destiny to find impact on the map.
True.
And I'd say the other thing is potentially a Victor pick.
Wow.
I think for TT, I would like something that does bring a bit more map impact early on, so along the lines of the Vex or TF would be pretty cool. And then it'll be up to OMG to go for the counter.
Just seeing a Rumble ban here as well, against a Camille too. We've got a couple of interesting picks that have been banned away. Now for TT, one of those solo lanes that we mentioned. Going in a direction of, well, let's hold for a second.
Please, please.
I know you want it. I know you want it, but at the end of the day, is it just been a lot of this Heimerdinger that's been covered through because of Arcane? I don't know, man. But Vex is something as well. We talked about a new champion to the Rift. Hey, there we go. Vex in competitive play. The perfect way to start game one.
Yeah, I just love seeing this champion. Again, everyone is spamming it right now. It doesn't feel like you have any laning phases that are atrociously bad. Syndra is a pick that does do pretty well into it. Sure, Vex technically outranges just from her Q, but almost anything else Vex needs to do, you're always going to be in threat of Scatter the Weak. So I like the pick coming out from Cream. Also does give him a lot of onus for the initiative that we were talking about that he's been so good at bringing to the side of OMG. Now for Shanji, looking at top lane picks, going with the Rumble ban, I kind of expected that potentially was a target ban at Shanji, which is pretty funny. And now if they do end up locking in the Graves, you have a pretty flexible, safe in the 1v1 top laner who also will deal a huge amount of damage later on.
Ooh,
so we get the Gwen.
Okay, so Gwen means that you don't know where you're going up against that top lane. For New, we talked about his champion pool on both OMG when he was there last year, going up against his old organization, by the way. Even before an RNG, he's a kind of supportive player. Renekton, the Wukong there as well. This would be a different direction where he wants to try and match Shanji and put him on the paper. On the other side, Shanji, we talked about up in that top lane. The only new player for OMG as well is from the new mid lane champ. It's been the focus for OMG about that mid lane, and for Captain going down to the new condition with Puff and Southwind. Ladies and gentlemen, the LPL begins. 2020 moment, and yes, it's been nerfed a little bit, but let me just tell you, that's one of the first times I've seen in recent history a PTA on an 80 carry like Aphelios.
Yeah, in solo queue, you typically have options. I've actually seen all Cole
Maybe it doesn't
getting
matter.
incredibly
Maybe
low.
PTA's worth it. It doesn't matter. Ignites there in its first blood. For the LPL 2022 over to Southwind. He's looking for a hook. He's got flat for Abel and Puff, but we'll see what it's like when Frigid comes down. The Zin's out trying to be active here. As the Wave in a pretty decent spot to push against. Abel and Cold are playing on a knife's edge at this point. Fridge is going to try and make his way in, but they're just backing away. They're paying the respect here, Lyric, as they continue to push in.
We also need to remember that Abel does have both of his summoners available, so theoretically should be able to get away from any play that TT made. Cold, though, might be in some trouble.
Well, waiting for the flay to come through, but he hits a trap. Southwind with the three-man flay, flashes away, gets a death sentence. The reposition nets a kill with the two-man grabbed him. Puff is just going to force them away. Abel still getting the rocket, the zap a bit wide. And careful, because Frigid can re-engage us. Aki's there. Puff is healed up. Gravitum connects the flag and drag to save his life. And OMG on the back burner with a 2-kill lead over to TT.
And getting like access to the river through bot, getting vision through that way, moving up with Southwind to where for OMGs where they should start looking to do actually what they're doing now. Shanji moving over to mid. Ooh.
Ooh, good flash away. Scatter the Weak was going to catch him out without an ulti as well, and Cream has already used the ulti himself. Southwind's now made the roam, the first dragon there. There's a death sentence, and the ulti comes through, the Shadow Surge. Perfect from Captain. Vex with another, it's Reset City, and doom and gloom time as the resets get close. Captain nailing it down. Third kill here for TT.
Rather than, you know, anything the other way around. I think bot lane in too rough of a spot right now. Cold and Abel might do it.
Cold, he's already got 3 deaths, Lyric. I don't want to see a 4th. Chain Chomper's down, but it's Severin with Crescendo, and he's got the ulti available. Puff getting out of there, trying to stay alive, but Aki out of mana, able to finish it off. Cold survives, folks, as well. That's got to give him props here, as he's had a bit of a rough start to the game, and OMG finally bringing blood to their bottom lane AD.
Theoretically, they would lose on push. I think they're fine, especially with the fact that they have Herald. And now you're getting to a point where both of your hyper carries are pretty much being allowed to scale for free with the amount of gold they're going to be getting from this play.
And how does that change? Because we talked a lot about OMG wanting to get mid ahead. They wanted Cream to have access to Haki and laners. Hang on. Shanji down in the bottom lane. He thinks he can 1v3. Maybe he's right. Gwen's ulti. A lot of pins and needles there for Southwind, but he shakes it out, looking for his next engage. Frigid with a couple of shots as Super Mega Death Rocket. That was angled for Frigid. He'll back away and OMG get first turret blood, and Shanji's play actually looks like a resounding success.
Yeah, Shanji knowing he can fend them off by so much time. OMG get first turret. They're going to get another charge off. They might even be able to take this one down. New playing on a knife's edge, not too scared. Knows he has Frigid heading down.
Okay, but the Counter-Strike hits as they go through. Doesn't matter. Ulti's there. Abel just knocks him down, and Arky says, thank you very much. A second turret. Lyric, forget the early game. OMG are in the gold lead now. It was a successful early game. They got knocked back once, and TT struggled to regain some of that control. And even though there's a 30 CS lead from the 80 carries, sorry, excuse me, 20, mid still ahead, top side keeping up, jungle in the lead, and OMG once again the first on this objective. It's a 3 versus 3 Lyric with Captain on the way, but Dredgeline as it hits wide will send them back towards the forest. I wonder if TT going to continue for this because Captain's now here.
Yeah, TT's still posturing like they want the fight, but also not walking up to contest. They will be able
that is in play from Arky and a mid lane turret Lyric that needs to go down so the map can be opened up for OMG.
Yeah, TT kind of anticipating this in response, already having 3 members mid and keeping Captain in the wings. Looks like they are going to go for the play. Potential engage can come out, but no wave on either side. So I think TT should be fine. This is going to do a lot of damage, but it shouldn't take the tower.
Yeah, getting close and don't want to go now that New is here with an item and a half. Jax, a Vex on the wing as well. I love how Captain's been playing this game. He's been roaming around and making sure he's playing the angles Lyric. And that's why we kind of wanted to see Vex, right? The Shadow Surge, the ability to go from such a far distance as there it is, Shadow Surge in, and it's Gloom time! Right on top of Captain in the back line. Cream you can see as well, but a great ulti from Frigid. OMG, 3 members getting pummeled here as News join in the fight, but Frigid in a bit of trouble. OMG barreling up the mid lane. It's an unleashed power kind of morning. Abel's not able to hit Captain, and I got excited for the Vex, but TT got absolutely slaughtered. You get so excited seeing the new ulti and then you don't realize it comes apart at the seams, right? Abel not even touching that last fight Lyric, and this is a 2-item Jinx who's doing about as much as Cream at this point. I wonder how TT can approach the Dragon because OMG, this will be the first Chemtech if they can pick it up. TT have reset and they're on the map.
Captain TPing towards the bottom lane, so TT want to take this. New off to a flank angle, probably their only hope.
Okay, TP's going to make 5. A 5v5 in the river. Dragon getting hit down. Arky needs to get the smite down, but Frigid's a level down. There's the ulti from Puff, but Dredgeline depth charge into the backline is secured by the J4, but for TT, they're split apart. Puff by himself trying to take out Abel, and he will with the Severum Crescendum. Now it's up to Shanji here, who helps get cleaned up, and rather Cream doing the job there. Captain's on the way out because once again, TT have been obliterated.
Yeah, TT so far showing a strong early game, but not able to keep it up throughout the game. OMG completely wiping them, gonna turn this into a Baron. And OMG can just keep doing what they've been doing, right? Playing for the 5v5 setup, not really enabling or giving into their side lane pressure. And I honestly just can't wait to get a replay from that fight, because we had a fight on 2 sides, right? We saw Cold, Shanji going one direction, Abel there as well, trying to all in on Puff, but the other members story waiting to be written. New right now, taking some turrets. Look at that. There is an objective bounty on that turret. That's more money. Now have New keep pushing, have your other 4 members hold. Let's hope and pray that a dive doesn't come out from Cold and Aki like it looks like it will. Oh, it will. Hysterics, it will.
Flashing over the wall. He's got Frigid. That Crescent Guard's not going to do too much, even with the ulti coming through from Puff. They're in a defensive maneuver, and OMG actually a bit too far forward, but the Dredgeline, the depth charge from Cold was gorgeous as Shanji stepping up on the rift. Welcome to the LPL, sir. As OMG with this Baron buff, they tell New, you better go home.
Yeah, New having to go for the recall. I think the play he made was correct. You have to go for the turrets on the opposite side. You don't win in these fights, but OMG now should just be able to end.
Well, with the Baron buff, it doesn't look too hard at this point. New gets scattered the weak, and as the last Nexus turret goes down, OMG open their split with a banging win over TT in game number 1.
And just massive credit to Shanji in this game, right? OMG falling a little bit behind early on. The game started to swing when we saw the swap come out topside, right? OMG go for the Herald, they commit their bot lane to top. Shanji just goes, you know what? I'm feeling like a Chad today. Goes down to the bot lane, pulls off the 1v3. They don't get turret, and suddenly OMG are just catapulting so far ahead in this game. Definitely feels like he had a pivotal role. Cold, again, was hitting the skill shots when needed.